Welcome to Awakened Titans podcast with Lili Patrascu, mind-blowing conversations with influential business titans sharing how you can manifest abundance, love, joy, success through quantum awakening, quantum manifestation, quantum healing, quantum miracles, exponential business growth, and innovative products and services. Discover property investment strategies to enable your house to be worth more by renovating it so you can increase your ROI. In today's session, we have Nancy Villatoro, and she's a conscious property multimillionaire. She has renovated high-rise apartments and created 30 construction jobs for 3 to 6 months. And she also studied from world's best property courses and property development companies, the best practices and procedures. And she's the author of From Bullied to Builder. And her mission is to empower 1 billion women to follow their dreams and to feel empowered to do anything they desire. Now, the first question is, how can we renovate a house so we can get the most return on investment?
Oh, yes. So how you can renovate your house is first, you will have to hire a contractor. You will have to need to have like a budget and what you are looking for to renovate, and look at the areas in your house, and in that house is the kitchen or is the bathroom, or you just need to kind of like get some refreshing paintings or probably a new flooring. So those kind of things that you can like find ways, and you can be able to like get those get that renovated, and then you can get a higher price of return when you're selling it.
Thank you so much. And what's the secret to your success?
My secret for my success is basically is the desire or the fire that I have inside to be the best of what I do, to kind of like provide jobs for the community and to help the people as well. And that's one of my missions.
Thank you so much. And what steps can we take to ensure that the property goes up in value with renovation?
Well, first, you can kind of like go and do the estimating how much it will cost you, do your budgeting, how much you want to invest, and then select the areas that you think, okay, this is my need. I might need to just do a little painting, and then you will see you don't have to invest that much money, and you will get a higher return. And second, make sure all contracts are recorded with your contractor, someone that you are hiring, and all the specification features that you wanted to there in your disclosure.
Thank you. And tell us about one of your case studies of a company or an entrepreneur that you helped refurbish his or her house, and how much did the price go up in value, or what percentage did the price go up in value because of your refurbishment?
So yes, so I did this property in downtown Houston, and it was a loft. It's actually a apartment complex. And what we did, it was like we installed a new AC, and that was something like a huge investment because it's a high rise. It's more the 500 units inside turn that they have, because they want to make sure that the tenants they have the code system in proper use, and they want to get that ready so they can start renting those properties. So for that case, I was able to help those type of investment companies.
Thank you so much. And what kind of elements in renovation make the biggest difference? The reason I say this is because over the last 12 years and a half, I was a property manager. And for a long time, I was refurbishing the properties myself and actually going there and painting myself in order to maximize the budget that I had for managing that particular property so that I could rent it for much more expensive. So what I managed to do was within a couple of days was to rent the price of to rent the property at a price of £250 extra per room, which means an approximate extra profit of £1,250 per month, which is maybe about $1,500, because of refurbishing the property and because of, for example, adding a painting, some flowers, a duvet. Everything was very basic, but it was just about adding that little magic touch. So I'm interested to know, what do you feel are essential elements in order to increase the perceived value of the property so that the property could be easily tenanted or sold again?
Oh, yes. So I would say to make sure that you get a nice designer, someone who can, if you want to create this room, probably make sure that you get some furniture, like get some nice furniture for sure. Nice carpet, a nice dining room, like a nice couch, a nice bedroom, and make it feel like invited. And you will have to know like what type of tenant you want to attract, because the way that you kind of like you do your design, that will say, okay, some people they like modern style, some people they are more chic. So it all depends what kind of tenant you want to attract. But for sure, it's like pictures, they are such a relevant, so you have to get some nice quality pictures when you are listing those units, so that way those rooms that will be rented like quickly, and you don't have to wait, and like people are excited because people actually buy and do a lot of decisions by what it looks, how it looks. This is what I want to be, this is like what I want to I see myself living for a year or so. So those are kind of my tips.
Thank you. I find that when you rent out a property or when you sell it, one really critical aspect of it is the staging. So making the house feel like a warm home, like a welcoming place. And I'm wondering about what kind of elements do you suggest in order to have a welcoming home rather than just a house?
Oh, yes. So I think from my perspective, you can add like some wooden element, like you can add some wood, and it just kind of like make it more natural. It depends, maybe you can add some fresh flowers. And I would say, so if you want to give it like the experience of inviting, someone told me to cook some cookies. And the reason why is because the cookies, when you are baking, it just get that smell of like a sweetness and inviting. And those is kind of thing like it feels the home is more welcome, it's more harmonious. And that's one of the things that you can apply if you want to be like this type of person that want to rent out those properties quickly.
Wow, that's amazing. One thing that I was doing for a long time was I was staging the properties myself. But one day I decided to hire an external company that would do the staging for me. So what they did is that they came in and they staged the property themselves, and they did something that I hadn't done before, which was to make the house feel extra welcoming. And what they did is they added, for example, candles in every room that were lit. Now, I would never even leave candles in any flat because, of course, I'm afraid of fire, and I don't want the tenants to burn the flat. But I was willing to be coachable, so I allowed them to take pictures
all of the candles in the different rooms. And the other thing that they did was they put, for example, little trees or, little plants in different corners, for example, even in bathrooms, or they put little flowers, like fake flowers. And the other thing they did was that they spread out some magazines, and they even opened some magazines to give the impression of this is a house that is being lived in and that was being used temporarily for Airbnb, right? So that's the reason why they were creating this impact. And the other thing they did was that they added some napkins, and even they pulled out some of my my plates, and they put them on the table, and then they set the table as if you were about to have dinner. And they even had I had some sets for, like the napkins, and like a ring for napkins, a very luxurious one, and some very luxurious flower ornaments. And I also bought a lot of plants that were, fake plants, but they still looked really nice. And so many flowers in different corners of the place, and also candles even in the kitchen, which of course I would never have. I would never have that. But what I found was, when I looked at the pictures, was that I really felt the warmth in the pictures. And I think that in a matter of a couple of hours, they managed to achieve something I had never done, which was to dramatically increase the price of the rental. So I'm just curious, was there anything else that you suggest in order to increase the value of the property you are renting or selling in terms of staging? Do you suggest having, for example, a feature wall with, I don't know, blue or red or white or, any particular color, and then other walls of a different color? Do you suggest having, I don't know, cushions or, fluffy cushions, or, the towel on the bed, or I don't know. Is there anything in particular you suggest that makes the entire place not only looking as luxury as it possibly can within that budget, but also welcoming and homely?
Yes, I think for me, I would say like just get some nice furniture, and that'll would help a lot. Like get some nice furniture. There is a different style. If you want to do luxuries, you can do that. Or there is like companies out there that you can rent that up and just use it just for the time frame that you're gonna list that property. Or if you just like, you can reuse that and use it for another unit. Once you're done with this one, then you can use the same furniture and pass it through the next one. And I think like you were saying, candles can be a great tip as well. And make sure that you are kind of like getting all those banners as well, and take nice pictures and and promote that, and it will attract like good clients that will pay for your units for sure.
Thank you. So I love what you said about the great pictures. And I find that I was trying to take great pictures, and I did take to some extent great pictures, but there's no comparison between that and a professional photographer. But there's somewhere in between, between yourself and, a photographer, a professional one. And what there are some tools that you can actually add to your, I think, iPhone or your Samsung phone. And what it will do is create this lengthening effect, almost to the point that it makes the room look bigger. Because I think it's not just about creating a luxury environment, and it's not just about creating, an environment, a staging that is so beautiful, that is for the budget that the client requested, but it's also about taking the pictures in such a way that the place looks optimized, the place looks so inviting, and the place looks like, oh my God, I want to be here. And in the pictures, in the video of the place is so important. So I'm wondering, is there anything you recommend in terms of taking the pictures, or in terms of hiring the photographer or videographer, in order to make sure that the work that you do is also well portrayed in the online media, to make sure that that client is getting the right results?
Oh yes, I would suggest you to hire a professional photographer for sure. is critical, because even if you, for me, doing myself, I will not get those pictures because they know better angles. They've been doing that for a while, so they are professionals on that. And sometimes, like, we had to take that, like, we don't have those skills that someone has. And I think investing in a good photographer, it can be a good return for you. And and talk about it. You can also talk about the property while you are doing, if you decide to do a video, just talk about the property, how many square feet it has, how many rooms, or what's the school nearby. If there is a shopping center, people like to know, especially if it's a family place. It's like you families, they want to know what's the school is nearby, what's the renting, or if it's a college nearby. So those are kind of things like they will get you up there to sell your property as quickly, because for some people education is so important too. So that's also another thing that you can just introduce while you are listing a property.
Thank you so much. What about managing the costs of the refurbishment? Is there anything you can suggest?
For managing, it will be probably, if you have a multiple units, I suggest you to probably hiring someone who a property management for that. And it's because, like, tenants up there, they can be a little rough, and there is gonna be always maintenance to do. Um, Things like cannot always go right. Unfortunately, sometimes you might be the dishwasher, it might be the fridge, it might be something like that. So you have to have someone who gonna be able to manage those things, and someone that you have in base that you is a phone call away from you, and like, hey, I got this problem in this unit, can you take care of it for me? So get someone who can be able to do that. Property management, they are different out there. Make sure that you know your contracts well, read the contract, because there's things that they can take care of, there's things they're not. And it's super important to ensure even like appliances as well, because you never know if they're gonna be able to be repaired, or you have to kind of like rebuy them again. So yeah, that's kind of like my tips for that.
Wow, that's such amazing tips. Thank you so much, Nancy. I'm so grateful, and I'm so impressed with you because I think it's hard enough to come from a different country and to make it, and for you to not only become a property multimillionaire and to have this mission of empowering 1 billion women to feel empowered, to thrive, and achieve their dreams is such a great thing. Thank you so much for this, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential business titans, providing you with the insights to awaken to your full potential, so you can get paid to be yourself, find true happiness, and manifest anything you desire.